I decided to go live because, as many of you all know, that there was a solar eclipse today. I got a chance to take advantage of it. I think I've lived through many solar eclipses. I think I can remember observing one in my lifetime, whereas it got dark and then it got bright again. Hopefully, none of you guys looked at that with your naked eyes, because it will damage your eyes. Contrary to popular belief, you think you can look at it. It's just as worse as looking at. It's comparable to welding, and I know what flash off is from welding. I've gotten a flash off a couple of times, so that's the reason why you see me wearing glasses a lot. Readers, or cheaters, if you will, because that's the reason why. My helmet wasn't on, and I sparked an arc, and the arc caused my, something in your eye to get damaged. So that's why I wear the glasses. But more importantly, I want to talk to you guys about that solar eclipse. And I got thinking, every occasion is an occasion for a narcissist to capitalize on your good nature, your angelic nature, your childish nature, and what I mean by that, childlike nature. When we see things like fireworks, we go to amusement parks, when we do things like that with our family, loved ones, and friends, it's supposed to be a time of camaraderie, sharing in a moment, and just having fun, letting your hair down, if you will, letting your guard down, and just basically being really just being really organic. No apprehensions of anything. You just take a chance on things of the unknown. Now, although you're doing this in good nature, what the narcissist is doing is capitalizing on those very things I just spoke of. Your good nature, your lack of apprehension, your uninhibitedness, you're letting your guards down. At this moment, a narcissist is really, it's game on for them, because they think they don't enjoy these moments like you do. They don't enjoy them for the same reasons. Let me reword that. They enjoy them for the reason that they are going to use your nature and your openness, and they're going to draw away from that moment, and the attention is going to be on them. You may be looking at fireworks, and the fireworks will be good all by themselves. The narcissist will dote on the fireworks, but mind you me, they will implement something with regards to them. They may say, well, you may say, wow, the fireworks are huge this year. They're bigger than they've ever been. And the narcissist might say, well, I can remember when me and my family had a fireworks over on our lake, and they were much bigger than that. But of course, we didn't do it last year, but we're going to do it this year. So they're getting you under the impression that what they just said trumps what you just said. And that's the whole thing. They're trying to trump everything you do. And what's going on there, man? They're trying to trump what you do in every way, shape, and form. Anything you say, they're going to superimpose their opinion on it, and it's going to be better than what you said. So with that solar eclipse thing, it was a momentary distraction of sorts. We enjoyed the moment, but I guarantee you, there was a moment in time when that happened today here in upstate New York, whereas the narcissist used that moment to capitalize. They may have even drummed that up, even though we were aware that it's going to happen today. They may have went out and got the classes and this and that for their supply or their victim, and they're making this look like some super duper type date or event. But they went out and got these things in order that you can cater to them, if that makes any sense. Every event that's anything to be had and it's got good nature to it, it's got fun loving moments and times and memories, I guarantee the narcissist will capitalize on it. And let me put my specs on. Somebody's typing. How you guys doing? Yo, Cohen C. Appreciate you popping in. S. Gray. I don't know what that means. FACIU. Make it plain. Make it make sense. How you guys doing, man? I appreciate you guys tapping in. I'm just out here on my scooter. I'm doing a scooter ride. I haven't been on videos in a minute. I've been decompressing, and that's a word. Just meaning taking some time away because of the overwhelming stress of being an empath and having these heavy weights on me because of all the stuff that I'm listening to in the media. We just had a murder here in the city, whereas a young lady lost her life. It was a domestic issue. And I'll come back and I'll tap in on that because this is a topic I want to share with people about. A lot of the domestic violence that is happening in our world, whereas let's say just generally speaking, a man and a woman, a lot of times, and over half of the times I know just from listening to what happened and the events that led up to it, one or both of the individuals were narcissists. And this is where domestic violence, narcissism is a breeding ground for domestic violence. You and I know as victims, they gaslight you, they agitate you, they cheat on you, there's a lot of infidelity. And when the story comes out, it's like you read that this one or that one was unfaithful, they caught him messing around, this, that, and the other. Take me as an empath, for example. I've cheated probably a couple times in my life. But to deliberately go out and do my partner wrong, you know, with the whole preoccupations or the premeditated agenda as the narcissist does, I've never had the intensity to do that kind of stuff. When I did cheat, not to justify it, it was probably because I was drunk and intoxicated. That's not the excuse of way to behavior. But my principal point is, and I know it's loud, guys, but this is actually a nice view, and I wanted to show you guys. This is the pedestrian bridge. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll turn the camera around. I just want to stop here, man, because I like this pedestrian bridge. Actually, I'll just keep it this way so you can focus on what I'm saying. I'm glad you're doing okay, Cohen. See, appreciate it. And I hope it stays that way, man. We got a big fight on our hand. Back to what I'm talking about. A lot of times this domestic violence and the one or the other person was cheating, it gets overshadowed. I mean, or narcissism gets overshadowed by this one or that one got angry because of this or that. But you'll never hear that it was a narcissist or narcissistic personality disorder. But this story, this young lady lost her life. She was shot several times in her face, head area, and in her body area. And the boyfriend, he even shot his grandfather in the leg a couple of times and ran into a neighbor's house and pulled the trigger and shot himself in the head. So the decompressing that I'm doing, man, because I tend to draw closer to these gruesome stories. And the reason why, because after several intense relationships, looking back, most of which were narcissists, and it makes perfect sense as to why when I went through what I went through with them, it was just not a breakup. Okay, we can just remain friends or not, but we don't have any animosity. A narcissist always has to give you the illusion that it is some undealt with business to be taken care of. And in the way that they leave that door open, it is so tainted and is so disgusting. They want you to feel bad about something you didn't even do. And when you see them, you get sick to your stomach but that's by design. The sicker you get to your stomach, the happier they are. So my whole bigger point is, man, the decompressing I've been doing is because as an empath, and anyone out there who is an empath and a chosen one relates to this, you take on a lot of emotions and you get an overload. And if you're not wise and careful and mindful, because I have a life, I'm doing things just like a normal human being. I am a normal human being. I'm just a guy that is able to speak out about some of the things that I've gone through in my life, and I'm encouraging you guys to do the same thing. You're listening, and that's great, man. But when God tells you to open your mouth, you must open your mouth, because there's somebody who's going to be in your presence that's going to need to hear some of the stuff that you've gone through, and you may not think it's relative or relatable, but just speak anyway, because your empathy will cause you to empathize, but it'll cause you to speak to the matter at hand. And lo and behold, you'll readily know that you were there in that moment for that person. And there's a lot of things I do when I'm pouring into people that I don't do on YouTube. I'm doing it in my life. I'm doing it with my children. So there's a lot of mental energy that's being put into my life or put out in the atmosphere by way of my life every day. And so I'm a thinker. So being that I'm a deep thinker, I'm a critical thinker, a lot of this stuff that I see on TV, which not really mainstream TV, I draw off a lot of YouTube stories. I love to watch documentaries. I love to watch, I don't say love to watch true crime stories, but I favor stories that have already taken place and unfortunately ended tragically. That's sort of what I am into more than anything. And I think the reason why I gravitate to this, because these are things that really concern me about our society. Because there's a thing that's called the Matrix. And the way crimes are being talked about today is the same way they were talked about 40 years ago. They're sensationalized, they're amplified by way of the media, and at the end of the day, they have that hot story and they get the views and the ratings go up for that network. And at the end of the day, we watch that story and we go away and we say in and of ourselves subconsciously, man, that's a tragedy. And we go back to our normal life. No one grieves long anymore. You go to a funeral, it's not like a funeral that used to be when I was growing up. People really grieved for people for a long time. I won't put a number on how long, or a day or hour or days or weeks, but they grieved more than just a few hours. If at all, they grieve a few hours. Because immediately after the funerals today in 2024, people have already made plans to go either get drunk, party, and on the down low, interact with hookups. It's an opportunity. And who are opportunists more than narcissists? Be mindful when somebody tragically or any other way pass away, or you have someone in your life passes away. Be mindful of the company you keep and the people that come around you. Because that's a prime example. People who you've never seen in a long, long time, they will come around you and they'll be the first ones to come up to you and hug you and comfort you and hold your hand and won't turn it loose, to the point where immediate family and people who you just saw yesterday, who you've known for years, won't even be able to get next to you. Because what the narcissist does, they hijack you and they kidnap you and insulate themselves between you and people who authentically really care about you. Now, if you think about what I just said, and the next time something happens in your life, whereas you have to put a loved one to rest, be mindful, empaths that are awakened. Don't downplay while your emotions are very much in a place of distraughtness and mourning. That is the very time that you need to be a little bit more alert than you were before. Your intuition has to kick in as well. Don't fall asleep in those moments, because this is where narcissists will reappear and they will insulate themselves in your life. And because they held your hand at the funeral, they hugged you, and they seemingly let you cry on their shoulders, even though they didn't share a tear. You looked at them as being the stronger person. They were your rock when you needed them. No, they wasn't. If they haven't been in your life in years, and all of a sudden they appear when you have a tragedy in your life, you've had girls go on to marry guys that were there for them when they went through what they went through. When I lost my mom, he was there for me. And lo and behold, she repays him by getting involved with him, marrying him, dating him. And lo and behold, 6 months or less, she's going through this tragic event of domestic violence, and she's not able to speak on it because she's abused in silence, because she don't want to let family members and friends know that this same guy that comforted me and consoled me at the funeral is abusing me beyond comprehension. Now, that's just a scenario, but that scenario plays very much out in the real life. Because if you ask the average woman, as she went through some of this abuse, she would tell you that I met this guy when I was in a bad spot in my life, and he ends up taking me through more than I was going through when I met him. And that's kind of why I'm decompressing, because I see so much, I hear so much, I'm taking in so much, and I'm trying to balance myself in a way where physically fit, I'm doing that too. Mentally fit, I'm doing that too. Spiritually fit, I'm doing that too. And when you guys don't see me on YouTube, I want you to be encouraged and know, even though you don't see me, I'm around, I'm here. And if you were concerned on whether Mocheesemo is falling off, none of that is happening. But there are moments and times when we as human beings and content creators or YouTubers, whatever you say we are, we have moments where we have to decompress, because we need to be absent in the physical, but we're present in the spirit. We're linked together forever by way of the things that we have experienced, and by the fact that empaths and chosen ones, we have a relatable lineage. We have a relatable lineage that doesn't coincide with biological, not biological, but biological family members. We don't, as far as human comprehension, we don't have to be of the same family in the traditional sense, but we are unified as a family by way of the Creator. The Creator created chosen ones and empaths for a special purpose, and we must do that as much as we can. It can't be just one-dimensional. God has given you a task. He's given you a gift. You just have not tapped into it yet, and you need to sit with yourself, introspect, get that alone time. And I guarantee you, God will afford you the task at hand, and He will equip you with the tools to do it. Don't be caught up in what you see someone else is doing and go out and just try to mimic that. It may not work for you, but I guarantee you, God has something for you. You have to find out what it is, or not so much search and find out. Do what you can with where you are until God undeniably speaks to your spirit, and He will. So I wanted to come in and let you guys know about that solar eclipse and everything else that looks like special events and feel-good moments, because when your guard is down, it's game on for the narcissist. Just wanted to remind you guys of that, man. Go out and have fun and enjoy the spring weather. It's nice out today, about 70 degrees. And that's why I'm out, guys. And you guys just got to enjoy your life in a real way, and don't let people contaminate it. Because if you allow people to come in your life, you have the right to choose how they come into your life and how they remain in your life and how they go out of your life. You have that choice. And once you start letting people dictate how long they can come, when they can come in your life, how long they can stay, and when they can go, if you allow other people to dictate that, you've given that power away. Don't let that happen again, guys. That being said, bless.